Hello, Greg. I'm Wilma Hernandez. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Gregory Morris, and I'm an undercover operative on many police investigations. My last one nearly got me shot twice, but I had a bulletproof vest, so I'm fine.
And when it came to that situation, how intense was it?
About as intense as all of the cases are. I think this one was a bit more personal for me, a bit more emotional. I think I handled it well. I just don't feel like myself, but maybe I'll be back to normal soon. I don't know.
Right now, is this hard to talk about?
No, it's every day for me. I think it's like tying my shoelaces. I think I just got to get better.
In that case, tell me about what happened. Take me back to that moment.
All I know is this guy named Gilbert Reese had crossed the line. He had killed a lot of the minorities near an area that I was very close to, and some people that, well, I don't like to talk about that. As I said, they didn't make it back.
What did you do?
That time too, I don't know if it was self-defense. I didn't even kill the guy, but I had an associate in the bushes, hiding in the bushes, and let's say he took care of the situation. I just wish he finished the job. What I mean is I would have aimed for the head, but Gilbert survived. He survived the bullet, even though I didn't think he would.
Why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I already had enough trouble from the last thing with Jeter. Jeter was the guy, he was the mobster I'm talking about. Jeter was the guy who was just as dangerous as Gilbert, but, I took care of Jeter's son. I know Jeter's still out there. Gilbert, if he can get to 100% after his coma that he's in right now, I think it'll be just as dangerous too.
What do you mean when you said you took care of Jeter?
Jeter, he was just as dangerous around Atlanta. He was the king of Atlanta, and so Greg, I kind of wanted to be the new king of Atlanta. Not like personally, but I know I would have been a better role model. So I fought him and used the ladder to do it. It was kind of creative, but in the end, I conquered him, and he took a bullet. His son took a bullet for him. He jumped in front of him at the last second, and then he survived. Both of them kind of survived. The son and the father. I kind of feel bad for the son, Stephen, but Jeter himself, I don't feel bad for Jeter.
You mentioned what you'd like to be. What does it mean to be the king of Atlanta?
One thing is just recently, I guess I've just imagined this crown. People had this, crown, and then they just called me the king of Atlanta. I don't know why, but I used to have a place called Hype Street. It was a place where everyone used to go and, be hype and energetic, and used to play basketball and all that stuff like that. I used to play a couple tournaments myself. We used to have a King of Atlanta tournament, but for me now, I'm more like, serious. I'm more, protecting the community, going out there, fighting bad guys, doing the right thing. But I used to just be a guy who just wanted to have fun back in the day.
Would you say you like your job then?
Oh, I love my job, but I also hate my job. Does that make sense? I love my job because it helps me help people. But I hate my job because, I mean, I always wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to make movies, I wanted to write books, I wanted to do things that made me happy. But sometimes doing what makes you happy, you know, doesn't save the world, and sometimes saving the world doesn't make you happy. I feel like I'm into saving the world and it doesn't make me happy.
What does make you happy, Greg?
I don't know, I like walks in the park, I like walks on the beach, I like walks, I like running, I like playing, I like, you know, I just like entertainment. I like being with my friends who are, you know, I guess in a way are soothing. I don't have many friends, I think more acquaintances, but recently I have found that a lot of the people who are into the entertainment stuff, I'm a big fan of those people.
Do you get to do a lot of those activities often?
Oh, not anymore because I'm a cop, but being undercover, I try to be entertained in a way. I watch movies. Read books. Last book I read, I think it was a fun one. I think, yeah, it was a fun book.
What was the book?
I think it was like something like Joshua Stakeout or something like that, but it was a long time ago.
What kind of genres do you like to read?
Fantasy, high fantasy, urban fantasy, action, thriller, comedy, stuff like that. What's your favorite genre?
Oh, mine? I would probably say romance.
You know, there was another book, but I don't think it might be completely experimental, but I hear it's going to be really good. I'll talk about that one day. So, what do you like to do for fun, Wilma?
Me, well, I like to go on walks. I do also like to read. And I also love my job. And in ways I don't like it. However, for me, in a similar way it is for you, it's fulfilling and beneficial for me. And I find that I am good at my job, so. Which brings you here, so. I guess more often outside of work, I guess you could say I'm a creative as well. I do like to draw, although I'm not good at it. I like to watch television, also romance. It is my thing. I will say it's my thing. And every once in a while I like to go out, change things up. You can't keep everything the same too often, and that goes for you too. All right, and on to the next question.
Wondering if you had any recommendations for a place to eat or eat some dinner or something like that. And then if you would like to accompany me to one of those said places of your recommendation.
Well, I suppose for a restaurant, I would recommend the Black Chandelier. It's a fun one. They have a little bit of everything, what can I say?